Welcome back to Barely Filter. We have Anna here. Don't worry about what she's doing is not some kind of like Macarena. She's on a standing treadmill. Wait, what's a standing treadmill?
For a walking pad. I got a walking pad and a standing desk so that when I'm writing or answering emails or whatever, I can walk while I'm at my computer.
Okay, tell me you have ADD without telling me you have ADD. Or is it that you have like some like exercising, like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Obsession.
I don't have an obsession with exercising. In fact, I'm trying to get more obsessed with it because I actually have my first personal trainer session coming up this Thursday. I've never worked with a personal trainer before.
Okay.
But I was just like, okay, like we're trying to get pregnant. I need a better like diet and exercise plan than what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what, this man's name is Charlie. He came very, very well referred from a friend. So hopefully that works. But the walking pad is more because I don't know how you feel, but this is why I don't have a desk job. I cannot stay awake when I'm at my computer sitting for longer than like an hour or two. I just have so much difficulty feeling energized when I'm still. Maybe I have ADD or ADHD, but like being able to walk and do my work at the same time when it's silent, not when I'm talking to people, but when it's silent and I have to write or whatever, it just keeps me awake more.
Yeah.
Like there's only so many cups of fucking coffee you can drink before you completely kill your sleep regulation. And so I was like, all right, let me try this. And it's actually been amazing.
Yeah. Actually,
I recommend it. You're a wellness girly. Why do you not have this?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I don't sit ever. And that's why I probably don't accomplish a whole lot of like sitting work. But I listened to a Huberman episode and he was talking about how we're really only meant to do like an hour and like maybe 2 hour and a half to 2 hour serious spurts of work. And so I feel like nobody should be sitting and doing like concentrated work for more than 2 hours. Right?
That's true. And it's not that I do concentrated work at a desk for more than 2 hours, but I don't want to feel like at hour, 1.5 that I'm falling asleep.
Okay.
I just want to feel energized because I don't want to like finish what I'm doing or have to stop what I'm doing because I'm tired.
So can you walk and type and you don't have any problem with that?
No, because I'm going very, very slowly.
Okay.
Yes.
I do understand.
Very, very slow.
I feel like there's something to move. Like, I feel like I get my best ideas and I can actually work better when I'm driving. I know people hate this. Like, I try not to text and drive and stuff, but when I'm driving is when I remember all the things that I have to do. It's just something about like being distracted. Having your brain doing multiple things at once allows me to focus better. I don't know.
Well, it's meditative because I think part of it, and I feel like this, maybe not with my walking pad, but I've been getting more into swimming because we have a pool. I'm not a good swimmer at all, but we have a pool now. It's our first summer with this pool in our new house. And I started swimming and I was like, wait, this is a great form of exercise because it's super meditative because I'm bad at it. I'm just trying to stay alive. So like, I literally can't think about anything else. Whereas I'm so used to running now that sometimes when I run, I'm still ruminating.
Yeah. Well, okay. So you run, you exercise.
Yeah, I exercise, but like, there's like, and I'm sure it's just like a vanity thing. There are like aesthetic goals I would love to achieve. Like I would like a 6-pack. I would like to get toned arms. I would like to, you know what it is? I told my trainer, I was like, I want to be able to eat more. And I think the way I can do that is by gaining more muscle because I have no muscle, so I want to get more muscle. So I can just eat more stuff without feeling like bloated and weird. And I think that's how you do it.
Yeah, I think a trainer would be good because lifting weights really does help with, especially as women age. Like I feel like it's one of the best things you can do for anti-aging. And also, it protects your bones. It keeps you looking more fit. And you can also increase your calories if that's your goal. But so when you say you guys are trying to conceive, have you been trying for a while and do you feel like you need to switch your diet?
Literally going to start trying like next month. I am in the process of tapering off of Zoloft.
Okay.
Even though that is the SSRI, that is the safest for pregnant women and plenty of pregnant women take it.
I was on it with my daughter, actually.
Oh, really?
I started halfway through. Yeah.
Okay. So my gyno was like, you can 100% take this. For me, it was more just like, I kind of got to a point a month ago where I just felt like I might be okay off of it. I don't know what it is. I've gone off of it before, been fine, had to go back on it. So I was like, let me taper off, because in general, I was like, the less I can put in my body while I'm trying to get pregnant, just the better. Even though like your daughter is perfectly fine, healthy. Like you are a great example.
She could be better. She could be better. I don't know.
That's not due to the Zoloft.
Well, we don't know that. I mean? We really can't rule that out.
But like this should, nobody should listen to this episode and be like, oh my God, like I have to get off of Zoloft if I'm trying to get pregnant. Like, no, it is. I know plenty of people who have stayed on SSRIs during pregnancy. For me, it was just like I was on a fairly low dosage. And I was like, let me try this. And I actually got, and I hate to say this because it makes me sound like a conspiracy theorist, but like, I actually think a lot of the issues that I had mentally were because I was deficient in a lot of nutrients that I knew about that I just ignored.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid. But because we are going to start trying like next month, I started looking into prenatals.
Mm-hmm.
And I started taking all these vitamins, vitamin D being one of them. I have known forever that I've been deficient in vitamin D.
Right.
I'm deficient in magnesium,
which is also everything. Like 2 huge mood support vitamins. So, I mean, just adding those in alone could help you tremendously. I mean, I can see that just with like my son, like if his diet is good, his mood is 100. He's a totally different child. Like adults are the exact same way. We think that we think that we're eating healthy and we're getting enough vitamins and everything, or that doesn't really matter, that like a multivitamin is not that important. Right. I don't even take a multivitamin, but I take so many supplements. And it does make such a big difference. But I do feel like it's nice to have the option for something like a Zoloft when you feel like you're in a situation where you don't have the time to be like trying out different supplements and seeing what's going to help you. And that's how I felt during my pregnancy, especially when you're in a situation where like it matters a lot, like the stress that I'm feeling for my baby. And what had happened was after I had my son, I had like, it was like a postpartum anxiety, like almost like an OCD. And Zoloft really helped me with that. But I only needed it for, I felt like I could taper off of it after like maybe 4 months, and I did. But I think what happens often is then when you get pregnant again and the hormones are all out of whack, you feel like those same symptoms tend to come back. So I think they say people who like have needed Zoloft once usually need it again.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So you were on it for both children.
I wasn't on it during pregnancy with Remy. I was on it for like postpartum.
Oh, the postpartum. Yeah, but then when you were...
And then I got off of it because I wanted to get pregnant. Same thing. Right. Same thing. Like you, who knows? Like maybe you'll need it during the pregnancy, maybe you won't. But I think sounds like a good idea to at least try without it.
I think I'll leave and this is not to say that I'm never going to get on SSRI again. Like there may be moments in my life where like vitamin D ain't going to do jack shit. I just know that I didn't have a plan to taper off of Zoloft. But what happened was I started taking all these prenatals. And about a week and a half, 2 weeks in, at first I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I feel free. I think that's the one thing. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so optimistic about my life, where my career is, that nothing had happened. Typically I'm waiting for external validation to be like, this thing happened. I got this deal. Like this person called me, and then I feel happy, right? Yeah. I'm waiting for it to come from outside. And for the first time, whatever, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm going to be good.
Oh my God,
there's so much I want to do.
Well, when did you start? What made, I mean, if you don't mind sharing, and you can obviously, what led you to feel like you needed it? Was it situational, do you think now? Or do you think it really was something kind of chemical?
The Zoloft or the
Zoloft?
The Zoloft. The Zoloft. I was like, the vitamins, I think I just answered that. The Zoloft was a combination. The first time I got off on it was last year. So I've only been doing this career for 2.5 years, and it came on very suddenly. And I don't like to travel, as I've mentioned to you before. And last winter to spring, I was getting on a plane, train, automobile, fucking carrier pigeon, you name it, to everywhere. And I thought I would like really like it. It's an honor to be invited to these trips and everything.
Right.
But my body just doesn't do traveling well. And so by the end of it, I couldn't figure out why. I was just frazzled. I had so much OCD. I was so depressed. I couldn't sleep. And so it finally got to a point where I was like, I need help. Because have I told you the story of me in the nail salon yet?
No.
Okay. So I got to a point where I literally remember this so clearly. I was getting my nails done in the nail salon and feeling like life was completely meaningless. And I was about to go to France with a brand. So I was getting my nails done. I was getting powder tips done and like sitting there and like, objectively, it should be a fun moment. Like, this is my job.
Right. You get to go to France with that's everybody's dream job. That probably was your dream. Not too, what's the word I'm looking for?
Not too long ago.
Not too long ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
I'm losing it. So I'm still jet lagged. Speaking of traveling does not work for my brain either.
I was like, and I was sitting there and I was like, I don't know. I called my doctor and I was like, I am not in danger of harming myself, but if I had to feel like this for the rest of my life, I now understand why people end their lives because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And so after that, she was like, I'm filling out your prescription of Zoloft that you have refused to take that I prescribed to you like 6 months ago. Please go take it. And so I did. And then I think my body reacts very, very sensitively to new. I immediately felt better. I was like,
really?
Maybe it was placebo, or I'm sure it was placebo in the beginning, but it was just sort of, again, it was a freedom. Like, I think
it really helped me too when I needed it. Like,
isn't it crazy?
So much. Yeah. I was having, not so much like depression like that, but like OCD, like couldn't shake these really anxious thoughts about like dropping my baby or somebody taking my baby. It was like mostly around like bad things happening to my baby, which is a very common thing. And Zoloft was great for that.
Yeah. And it's, how many milligrams were you on?
I was on, is there 150? Is that a thing? No, maybe.
Yes, there is 150.
Yeah.
That's high though. It's pretty
maybe
high.
That 50 or one, I don't know, between 50 and 150. I don't think I got to 150 actually. That's what I'm on now for Wellbutrin.
Okay. No, Wellbutrin is higher dosages.
Okay. Then so maybe I was 50.
50 is like a starting dosage.
I think I got to 100 then.
Okay.
I ended up upping it once.
Because I think the max amount of Zoloft people recommend you should take is 200. So if you were at 150.
No, I wasn't at that much. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was on 800 milligrams.
Yeah. I was actually snorting
still tranquil.
Yeah.
Trust me, there were times where I wanted to. I was like, and then, so that's kind of what happened. It was all surrounding my career and just kind of figuring out like where I exist in this creator ecosystem.
Yeah.
And like what's sustainable
for me. Did you figure it out? Because I still haven't.
We're doing it again. You know what it is, Aurora? I feel like the last 2 weeks, I got on vitamins. I could finally think again, because here's the thing. It's like what we do is a creative career, but then we're also forced to be on our phones and look at all this noise from what everyone else is doing.
I feel like I'm losing my mind with the scrolling.
Yeah. And so I try not to do it.
Right. Me too.
I unfollow or mute people that are annoying to me with no shame at all. And I hope they mute me or unfollow me if they don't like me. You know what I mean? But what I discovered after, getting enough vitamin D and magnesium and just feeling better was that like, I really had to listen to myself in terms of what I wanted to do, because I think as a creator, you're being pulled in all these different directions. People are like, do you have a podcast? Do you have a book deal? Do you want to write this, write that? And so by the time this comes out, this will have come out, but I am ending my solo podcast. It is not where my heart is. I don't love talking into the void. Yeah. I love this.
Yeah.
And I don't even love this with everyone. I love this with you.
Oh, love this with you too.
Love you, boo. But I was like, okay, I don't want to do this. And I created a Substack, and it just like makes me feel like this is the direction my career should be headed in. I'm so excited about my Substack. Wait,
so it's writing. You like to write.
It's writing.
You like to walk and write. Okay.
I like to walk and write. And hence why the walking pad is great. Well, and it's just a way for me to talk about the things that I can't really talk about on social media because my elders follow me.
Okay.
And there's, I'm writing a post right now and it's behind the paywall because I don't want it showing up for everybody.
Okay, so what's like a sneak peek of the content that one might find?
Post today is why I did not like my wedding. It was not the best day of my life.
Oh yeah, you can't say that because then like your wedding planner might see it, or
nothing having to do. The wedding itself was beautiful.
Right.
I just did not enjoy it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We talked about
stuff like that. You can't say certain things, and the other thing too is just like, you can't say certain things that are going to offend other people when you're calling them out on their bullshit. Completely on social media. Because again, a lot of people follow me.
Right.
And I'm just not trying to stir shit, but I'm also trying to be honest to the people who want that side of me. And so I have a free subscription version. I have, paywalled version. And like, there's a way to integrate future audio and podcasts into it. Like,
oh, that's cool.
So it's just like, cool. You know,
that's a really good idea. Because then you're not like,
what do you love to do?
Yeah. What do I love to do? That's a good question. I mean, I do actually like to write. I feel like right now I'm in such a scattered place with like my kids are a lot and they're like at an age where they both have a lot of needs. Like Remy's got a lot of like just stuff with food and then behavioral stuff on top of it with the food. And so they're dynamic. It's just a lot. Like I'm constantly feeling like I need to decide what to do with my time. Like, do I spend more time giving them more and being with them more and signing them up for more things? And like, because being like a dance mom could be my full-time job. You know what I mean? Like how much time do you want to put into your kids? A lot of friends that I have in where I live literally gave up their careers and they are moms. You can do that. I think I would go crazy with that. But right now it's like, I mean, I love to cook. I love to communicate. I love to talk. I love interviewing people. And then, I'm a mom. So it's just how much time do I have to really do everything? I think I need to make some choices about like narrowing down what exactly it is that I want to spend time on and just like commit to that because dabbling is only fun for like so long. And then you start to get a little dizzy and like forget exactly what it is that what your goal is. Like I like to have a goal,
Yeah, which is great. And I think, you know what it is? It's almost harder for you because you do love so many things.
Right.
There's not that many things I love. Like I just love writing. I don't even love you know what it is with the whole video component of my career, which is essentially my whole career. I don't like the tech aspect of it.
Yeah.
I've mentioned that. And I think that's the part that like drains me. I just want to be able to say what I want to say and communicate what I want to communicate without having to like edit it.
Right. No, I feel
so that's the part that I hate. And writing doesn't have that. Right. And I think, so, but for you, it's like, I always think too, I have no idea how I'm going to feel when I'm a mom. But I know how I feel with my parents. I'm extremely close with them. I never regret chucking my phone into the void for 4 days when I'm with them.
Right.
And not posting a single thing because I just want to be, even if we're not deep in conversation and we're just sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
Like that to me is important.
Yeah.
Like there is a balance between how much I want to document my life and how much I want to live it.
Right.
And if living it more presently with the people that matter to me means my career maybe suffers a little or I document it less, I'm fine with that.
Right.
Yeah. So like maybe if you're being pulled to be a dance mom, I don't know. Or maybe your kids don't even need that. It's not like either you become obsessed and a stage mom,
right, or
you just completely ignore your kids and you just cook for people on, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That's the thing I just learned.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, that's apparently OnlyFans is not just for like naked photos.
Really?
It's like there's like people who run like cooking channels on it. Now
are they cooking naked? Or
I don't know. Maybe. I think they're cooking scantily clad, but they're cooking.
Yeah.
It's not just like feet pics, which I was like, well, this is news to me.
Okay, well they have a talent. That's good.
Exactly. So anyways, that's kind of where I am. But yeah, vitamins and Substack have saved my life over the last 2 weeks. I'm just at a point where I'm just like, like I feel good, even though I'm not like it's enjoying where you are while still wanting more.
Yeah.
And that's the goal maybe.
But
how is Italy?
I know. I'm actually feeling so envious of you because I'm over here like literally hacking up a lung because I have not rested since my son's birthday, like last month. I got sick from him and then, I had my surgery. So I wasn't really like my body's like under a lot of recovery for that because I'd had my third breast revision, which I talked about on my think it was last solo episode. And then I went to, we had Zach's 40th birthday party, which was epic. Right. And we stayed up all night when I should have been resting. And then I went to Italy, and turns out like I'm way too old to deal with jet lag. I don't remember it ever being so bad. Like going from LA to Europe, especially Italy, Chat GPT and did I always say the letters wrong? GPT or GTP? GPT.
GPT. Yeah, GPT. Yeah.
I talked to him all night about like, why am I so jet lagged? How do I fix this? Evidently, it's like the worst to go east because right when you're supposed to be going to bed there, it's like noon here. So you're just not asleep. And I didn't want to keep, like I took Xanax on the airplane over, which was great, but I don't like to take that more than like once or twice in a week if I have to, because I did that before and it just like your memory starts to go and it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's this very powerful, scary drug and I don't want to keep taking it, but it's literally like melatonin does not cut it for this body. It's seen too much. It's done too much. I need like something more hardcore. And it just was not working. I didn't get over my jet lag till like day 4. Meanwhile, Zach and I, we've only been together for like 5 months. Every time we travel, he has some kind of a stomach issue. He's going to actually murder me. But like he's having his stomach issues. I'm like running to the pharmacy to get him Imodium, which like just causes a different type of a stomach issue, turns out. And like, sorry, then I get this chronic cough. We're in the pharmacy. I'm minored in Italian and I took it my whole life. So I can communicate, but like there's certain things that I just don't, like I don't know how to say all of the illnesses in Italian. So I'm over there trying to talk to the pharmacist who didn't speak English very well. I'm like running to the Spanish steps. He's about to like poop his pants. I'm getting the Imodium. I'm so tired during the day, can't sleep at night. And then I'm like, oh my God, I literally thought of you so many times. I'm like, Anna was right. Like, we should just stay home. We should just not travel. But then, you know, we're in Amalfi and Capri and it's like so epically beautiful and I feel so lucky and it was epic. It's like these highs and lows of just like, I mean, we had amazing flights, we had amazing meals, we had amazing like excursions, but both of us were like, I got food poisoning one night, so that was bad. By the time we got over the jet lag, we had like 4 days left and we were both kind of like sick. So all in all, I give the trip like a 7 out of 10.
And it's so funny because as you were telling me this, which I love, I'm sorry you're hacking up a lung, eat a shit ton of oranges. Anyways, so I just want to say that thank you for sharing the behind the scenes of your Italy trip. This is all I saw. Instagram versus reality.
My friends were like, oh my God, it looked like you were having the best time. Like, yes, but I actually do have a picture of the Spanish steps behind me and me holding up Imodium that I sent to Zach as like a selfie being like, I'm on my way.
I'm like, this is hilarious, you know, but it's like
Instagram versus reality. I really should.
This is a great photo.
I took that, yeah.
He's wearing all white.
He is.
He's ballsy for somebody who's about to shit his pants.
Literally. He wasn't wearing white when. Well, I'm not saying anything. So anyway, yeah, I mean, traveling can be really rough on you, evidently. Oh, and then also the worst part was that like, every time we thought we were like feeling a little bit better, because we were both sick. He ended up taking a Z-Pack. He couldn't taste or smell for the he could taste or smell for maybe 2 days. And then we're like literally getting gelato. He's just like, I taste absolutely nothing. He could taste.
That's so sad because you go to Italy to eat.
I know.
Oh my God.
He took a COVID test, no COVID. But I also feel like those tests are like, unless you catch it within the first 48 hours, I'm not sure the legitimacy of them.
But also just regular illnesses take away your taste buds and your sense of smell too. I've gotten colds before where I couldn't taste something a few days after the fact, like as I was recovering or couldn't smell or whatever. Nothing like COVID. That was really bad. But yeah, I mean, that sucks. Yeah. You know?
No, there was all that. And then, of course, I come back and now I'm reacclimating to the time zone again. My kids are so excited. They just want to be with me. Yeah. I'm starting to feel like a little bit better as I'm getting sleep. Then I haven't worked out in 6 weeks because I wasn't able to because of my boobs. So I'm like excited to go back to the gym. I worked out yesterday and then I knew this was going to happen. A few hours after I went to Bunda and I pushed it a little too hard and it's like just fully back. So now I'm like on steroids. I think it's bronchitis. It's not contagious. It's like, this has been a month.
Bacterial. Yeah.
Well, maybe it's if it's bacterial, maybe I need to take an antibiotic. I don't know.
Is it a dry cough?
It's like a choking, dry, like not productive, annoying cough.
Is it itchy? Is it really itchy? Does it feel like a post-nasal drip?
Yeah, it feels like a post-nasal drip. Not itchy like a allergy, but like I feel like I get this every year for like a choking cough where like you just have to cough because something's irritating it. I think it's inflammation.
I get that too. And I get it after I get sick. And I've had it for the last couple of weeks because I got sick over 4th of July week. And even though the illness only lasted 4 or 5 days, I have this cough after, but I'm serious. Oranges. And the story behind why I'm so obsessed with oranges, and anybody in my life who's ever had a hacking cough has heard me tell this, but my dad, so whatever I have is genetic. We have something in our throats that's like a little bit more prone to inflammation and irritation than your average person.
Yeah.
My parents used to buy everything in bulk because it was cheaper.
Right.
So they would go into Chinatown. We lived in the suburbs of Philly. They would go into Chinatown once a month and buy everything in bulk. And occasionally they would buy too much of something. So one time they bought too many oranges and those are perishable. So he was like, I didn't want them to go bad. So I ate just a shit ton of oranges for like 2 to 3 weeks. And then I realized for the first time in my adult life that my cough was gone. And it's the white pithy part that's like really good for your throat. It's like flavonoids or something. There's something scientific.
Well, because like to me, oranges are like, it's just vitamin C, but I guess maybe there's more to it than that.
There's anti-inflammatory properties in the white parts.
Interesting. Okay, I'm literally
going
that
little thing in the middle, the white thing. Like it's not going to probably happen. Do not, and like when you peel it, don't peel it too clean. Leave more of the white part on because that part is really, really anti-inflammatory. It's just like, or it's Eastern medicine and not all Eastern medicine works, but some of it really does.
Oh yeah.
And like, just try that. Like you've literally got nothing to lose. Eat 2 to 3 oranges every day for the next 2 weeks and see what happens.
Okay.
You know?
All right. I'm going to do it, you guys. And I'm going to report back because
please report back.
I have had this forever. Well, do you ever think about like, do you wear perfume?
No, not really.
I don't really either.
I wear fragrance occasionally on special occasions, but not an everyday thing.
I don't use fragrance, but like, for instance, I have melasma. So I get a prescription for hydroquinone, which I've heard.
Wait, what's melasma?
Melasma is like, you'll find out when you get pregnant or maybe you'll get lucky and you'll never get melasma. I think not everybody gets it, but it's like, it's usually hormonal and it's hyperpigmentation of your skin. So it's like dark spots. My sister got it, but she got it in like a cute spot. She has it like on her nose. It looks like freckles and like on her forehead. I literally got like a full just mustache of like dark skin. So I use hydroquinone, which is a bleaching cream, but then I follow all these holistic people who are like, if you wouldn't eat it, don't put it on your skin because it's like the same thing. And I'm like, okay, well, I wouldn't eat any of my face products. Like most of the stuff I use for my skin is like an acid or like something like a bleaching cream because I have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a balance, right? I think I try to be as holistic as possible while also realizing that there's a certain level of fear mongering that happens too with products that like, you know, it's just chemicals are everywhere. Like we can't avoid it. I was thinking about this because, you know, we have a yard that I have to take care of and like grass and we have to like keep it green and keep the weeds out. I was going to do our yard, like fertilize it on my own, but you know, there's a lot of chemicals and fertilizers and weed control because you can't avoid the chemicals. Like you either just live with weeds in your yard or you put some chemicals and fertilizers on. Fertilizers in general are cleaner. It's the weed killers that are more toxic.
I feel like your husband needs to be doing this job and not you as you're starting to get pregnant. I do love all the home projects that you're doing. Like I saw that you put together that giant ass table. I love a good assembly. I'm actually really good at assembling things. I don't do it that. Yeah, I like assembling things. I like putting things together. I love like home. Like I don't know. I was the same way. Like my ex, he couldn't screw in a light bulb. I was the one who was always like, you know, fixing the dishwasher or like just even with like technology and stuff. I'm like, it just needs new batteries. Like it's like all you really need to do is just like take a breath and like read the instructions or like
or just restart the machine or anything, you know?
Right.
No, 100%. Like my favorite thing is to like put together furniture. Like if you're ever over here, I'll get a bottle of wine and we'll put together a table that neither one of us needs. But it's fun because you get to, you know what it is like for me and probably for you, it's like you get to create something that is tangible after. Right. So much of our work is like, I just spend a shit ton of time on something that's not physical. It's like cool to see something physically come together that you spent your time on. Right. People were like, well, why don't you just outsource it to TaskRabbit? I'm like, there are some things money can't buy. Right. For everything else, there's TaskRabbit. That's true. But yeah, it's like that feeling of accomplishment you can't get. And also like, I just don't need a random person in my house for like 6 hours putting that table together. That's like distracting to me.
Really? You don't like people coming into your space. You're pretty private. Okay, so you're staying home, you're doing home projects, and you're not traveling because I'm not traveling. For all the reasons that probably you'd like to avoid happening what happened to me and saving, $20,000 in the meantime or whatever. So your husband doesn't care that you don't like to travel either.
He doesn't like to travel either. Okay. He might even like traveling less than me. He really does not like the whole rigmarole of like he especially doesn't like international travel for all the reasons you described. I'm literally going to tell him this story when he gets home tonight. I'll be like, this is why we don't go to Italy over the summer. We don't like to leave our dog. We love our house. We love just like bopping around town, just like going to the restaurants that we always go to. It's like, I'm not somebody that needs to try something new every weekend. Or I have this girlfriend, I don't know if she still has this rule, but at least in her 20s, and I love her, but she never wanted to go to the same restaurant twice, even if it was really good, which you can achieve in New York. Like in our town, like it would be impossible to do that. But she had a rule throughout her 20s that she never went to the same restaurant twice in New York City. Wow. While we were living there.
See, I'm not that adamant about things, but I lean more towards her probably. Like I start to get a little, I don't know, bored, and I feel trapped if I'm doing the same thing over and over again. But then I need to find some kind of a balance, because when you try to do like too much, it backfires. It fully backfires.
Yeah, I think there's a balance. I mean, I don't know. I've just really started to appreciate like boredom in its own way. It's not that I'm bored. It's just comfortable. It's comfortable knowing like when you go to the restaurant you always go to, like the people know you and you know exactly what you're going to order and what's good at each restaurant. And just like, I know I can get in and out in like an hour. Like Dave and I are famous for dining and dashing, not in the way where we're stealing, but just like we can, if they come out with the food quickly, we can be in and out of dinner in like 50 minutes. Yeah. And that's what we would prefer. Like I've never hated anything more in my life than a prefix meal.
Oh, I like a prefixed meal, but I have to be like committed to it and not on a first date. I got stuck with like a 10-course meal with a guy that I really didn't want to be sitting with for that long. Yeah.
On a first date? Why did you even agree to that? Was this recently or was this a while ago?
Well, I mean, it was last year, and it was with somebody who like, I knew that it was because I felt bad. Honestly, I just wanted to like give him the date. It was bad.
Wait, but he thought, and the saddest part is he probably thought he was like really going balls to the wall and trying to impress you with this 10-course meal. And it's like, nobody needs to, that's the thing. Like, you don't need that level of commitment with anybody. But like the other day, like Dave and I went out to dinner with our friends and it was fine. And it only worked in that situation because we hadn't seen them in a while. So it was really fun to catch up. But dinner was literally 3.5 hours because it was prefix and they coursed it out. And you can't eat at your own pace. And I just don't like that. I'm like, I want to experience your restaurant for 53 minutes and I want to leave. Mm-hmm. Like,
I feel you.
I'll eat the same amount of food. I'll pay the same amount of money. I don't drink, so you're not getting that out of me anyway. Just let me leave. Yeah. Freedom is the name of the game, you know?
You're like, we get our 53-minute meal and then we get ice cream. Then we go home, we assemble our furniture.
I mean, you joke, but that is actually so accurate. Like we have a 53-minute meal. Van Leeuwen's is across the street from our favorite restaurant in town. So we go there, we get the same thing every time. Dave gets the brown sugar, whatever, cookie dough brownie flavor. I get some combination of like mango sticky rice or strawberry, and we eat that and we go home. And we usually, like last weekend, he was watching the boxing match and I was assembling furniture. So
I know. And I was watching that from Italy. And isn't it so funny? Like you look at my highlight reel and you're like, oh, wow, she's on the Amalfi. I literally was looking at you assembling that table at your home, being jealous while I'm in Italy. I'm like, oh, I just wish I was home, like assembling IKEA furniture right now.
It just goes to show that like, it's like, I was like, oh my gosh, she is like living such a glamorous highlight, like life right now. And I was like, this is amazing. She's got this like newish boyfriend. And I was like, oh, and it's like, you just never know,
you never know.
But yes,
I was dying. I was dying. Although I will say, like, I had so much fun with Zach, and it's nice to like have those experiences with people and learn like, okay, we can navigate like hard airport time, like delayed flights and sicknesses and like shitting your pants and things like that. Like if you can get through that, it's nice.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the silver lining in all of this is that you guys are still together after that. Because some people go on their first big trip with like a significant other and they're like, this is not going to work. Like, I cannot stand the sound of you breathing for longer than 24 hours 100%. At a time. So it's awesome that you guys did it. I'm sure you'll do it again. I can't imagine you. Well,
we have a wedding in Tuscany in the end of September. And I'm like, there's this other thing too, where he's like, he won't go to Europe unless it's for like 10 days to 2 weeks because it's not worth it. I don't like to do a trip for longer than like 5 to 7 days. And he's like, well, it's not worth it. And I'm like, okay, but I'll go and just leave early. Like I'll go for 6 days. I don't need to go to Europe for 10 days. And like, honestly, adjusting to the time zone like doesn't happen for me anyway. So I might as well just not.
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly. You might as well just stay on California time.
I need to figure something else out if I'm going back in a month and a half.
So he wants to go for another 2 weeks in a month and a half.
I've got him to come down to like a week. But then he's like, we should go to Ibiza before this wedding. And I'm like, I can't like even breathe. Like I can't even drink an Aperol without, and him too. He just got his taste back. I think we need to just really come to terms with the fact that we're not 25 anymore. We can't just go to Ibiza and like rage and then come home and not, need an inhaler.
But I guess my question is like, you guys are together. You're in a stable, healthy relationship. You've got kids. Like no one's trying to pick it. Like what is the draw of Ibiza these days at our age? How old is Zach again?
He just turned 40. I've actually never been, but like,
what is the appeal? I've never been, and if I die never going to Ibiza, that will be fine.
I think it's to part. I don't even like house music, and supposedly it's very beautiful. So there's that. But at this moment in time, there's no appeal to me. But if you asked me maybe like a month ago, I would have been like, it's fun to rage for a night and just like party hardcore and stay up all night and like listen to house music and whatever. I mean, like there's a part of me that really likes that. I don't know where she is right now. I did not hear. So
she's not present in the room. But like, okay, so I don't drink, so there's that. But I do love house music. And that comes from a time in my life where I did drink and I did do illegal drugs. Mm-hmm. And so I think that like kind of gets in your brain. Like I went to NYU, so all we did was go to clubs and listen to EDM music when people were going to frat parties. And so that's just sort of been instilled. So I love house music. It's all I listened to when I assembled furniture. Really? And I pretended like I was in the club. Yeah. Oh my God. Nondescript EDM music with like no words and a beat or just like one word over and over again.
That is my actual nightmare.
Yes, I love that type of music, but I can enjoy it sober. What I don't love is being in a big group of strangers that are all fucked up and high and enjoying that kind of music. And everybody just feels like grimy to me.
Yeah, I 100%. There's nothing worse when like everybody's on something and you're not. And I don't think there's anything for you in Ibiza as far as I'm concerned.
As I stand here recording this episode on my walking pad. Yeah. Really? You don't think there's anything for me? And also, by the way,
I've never been.
People are like, oh, it's so beautiful there. I'm like, bitch, I have never known anybody to go to Ibiza for the scenery.
Right.
Like you go to like the Grand Canyon for nature. Mm-hmm. You go to Ibiza to hopefully not die.
That's it. Yeah. For a story.
But if you guys go, I love that Zach is 40 and still wants to go to Ibiza. I think that's the part that's curious to me because my husband's the same age. Like Dave's 41 and like nothing, and he still drinks. He still likes to have a good time. Like he doesn't like to dance, but like he would not be caught dead in Ibiza right now.
Yeah. So no, I don't know Zach. A lot of Zach's friends like don't have kids and aren't single. And so I don't know. It's interesting. It's like there's a lot of like that like Venice kind of crowd that still likes to party and stuff, which I do too. I mean, he just moved to Venice. He had lived in Topanga, which if you know Topanga at all, it's like there's like it's very by itself. It's just this little hippie community, and there's definitely not a lot of partying and stuff happening there. But I feel like Venice, there's a lot of guys in their 40s who are single and are very much still partying.
Yeah, that's the difference. It's like you're a product of your environment, and like nobody is single at our age that we know of in this area.
Right. Yeah.
Like there's no 41-year-old single guy I can even think of. They all have, quite frankly, they're even further along than we are because they have multiple kids. Some people have like 3 kids, 4 kids at this point. So maybe that's kind of where it's coming from, because you see everybody else doing it and you're just like, oh, that's still fun.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if they're in the city, they haven't moved to Fairfield County yet. Yeah. If they ever do. So I feel like I have to bring this up only because it's like the biggest pop culture incident, which I think is so funny because I don't know, like how random that these 2 people on this jumbotron having, an alleged affair. It's not like we don't really know if they were. I mean, do we know that they were having an affair? Maybe they were. Maybe no. But like, do we know that like that other people didn't already know, like that their spouses didn't know? Like maybe they had already told their spouses that we're leaving you guys and we're together now. Why'd they hide? Well,
the way they,
I don't know.
The way they peeled themselves off of each other when they realized on the jumbotron leads me to believe that at least important people did not know yet.
But like, okay, what about the people that they were with? Because they were supposed to be there for like a work thing, right? Everybody at work already knew that they were together though?
Well, I don't know if they were there at a work thing. I don't know if they just want the 2 of them. I have no idea.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit of both.
That's all speculation. But what I do have to say is the guy is from Northborough, Massachusetts. My husband's family is all over the Boston area. And so I texted a family member and I was like, oh, have you heard about this? He's from Northborough because he has family there. And she goes, yeah, like, she knows somebody that worked with Andy Byron 8 years ago. And she said that she saw him just, nothing super overt, but she saw him late at night walking around with his executive assistant.
Executive assistant, not the HR. This is a different person?
No. This was 8 years ago.
Okay.
So this was 8 years ago. She said she saw him walking around kind of in a, suspicious, suggestive way. And I just think, I was like, this is not the first time he's made a pass or had a relationship with somebody at work.
It's a bold thing to be so kind of out there with. I mean, and coming from, actually, it is interesting. Like a lot of people know about the story when I dated a guy who was secretly married, but like the things he did too were just so bold. Like we went to Disney, we went to like places we hung out with his friend. Like he did things that made me think he definitely, I never in a million years would have thought he had a family. I feel like there's a certain mentality of a man like that who would cheat on his wife with multiple people. That's just so bold. Like to go to a concert in like a big concert with a lot of people around with somebody that's not your wife, and just I almost get a thrill out of like, oh, is somebody going to see me? Right?
Yeah. Or just the fact that the narcissistic aspect of it is that like, they think they're smarter than everybody else. So I think there's part of that where it's like, who's going to care about us at a Coldplay concert? There's 55,000 people, but it's like, dude, like this is why arrogant, narcissistic men suck, because they're actually so dumb. But the problem is they don't think they're dumb. So they end up doing shit like this. Like he probably thought he was so smart. Like nobody was ever going to see him. It's a huge crowd. It's Coldplay. But it's like, dude, if you're going to take your mistress to a Coldplay concert, at least fucking go to Vegas or something. Don't do it in your hometown. Also, I mean, I don't know if you know, Boston is an extremely small city.
Were they at the Garden? TD Garden?
No, they were at, I can't remember
Gillette,
where they were at.
Maybe?
Yes, they were at Gillette. That city, it's not like New York. I have intimate knowledge of it because my husband's from there. Everybody fucking knows everybody through like 1 to 3 degrees of separation.
Totally.
So even if they didn't act like total sketchballs on the jumbotron, somebody would have seen them and been like, the fuck?
Right. It's so ballsy.
So
do you think the spouses are going to get over it? Would you get over it if you saw your husband having an affair?
I do think that marriages can come back from affairs. This one is so publicly humiliating that I'm not sure if they can. But the thing that's interesting too about, people are saying, oh, she's going to get such a massive payday and whatever, is that I don't think people realize that he's not that wealthy yet because most of his wealth is in stock that is probably locked up. And I don't know if Astronomer has some clause in their contracts where basically if you get terminated for something you did, not like, oh, we're laying you off, like you might not get all your stock options. So I think the bulk of his wealth was in stock options. Like he was probably on a path to being very, very wealthy.
Right.
But I don't think he was like in cold hard dollars wealthy yet. So it's like, what would she get? Would she get a portion of his options? There's a lot.
Yeah. Maybe it's better for her to stick it out.
Well, girl, I don't know. Yeah. Your husband publicly shamed you. If you wanted to stay with him for the money, I would not blame you. That's insane.
Yeah. I mean,
so
I guess we'll see. There's so many like AI letters out there, that are addressing the public from the wife, from him. And I'm like, I try to dig deeper to see if it's legit. And supposedly there's no like actual proof that anybody wrote anything.
Statements.
Yeah.
But I will, and I will leave this on the table. The only thing that I'm glad about this, well, this is hilarious because we're not involved in it. But what I am glad is that I feel like for the first time, we as a collective whole are blaming the man for his transgression rather than blaming the woman for tempting him.
Yeah, that's true.
People are more focused on how Andy Byron's a piece of shit than Kristen Cabot. People still say she was cheating on her husband.
I didn't even know what her name was. Isn't that horrible?
Exactly. For example, you don't even know her name because all you know is Andy Byron, right? And so it's like, I feel like, okay, some days I wake up and I'm like, what has become of our society and women's rights? And other days I'm like, oh, you know what?
We're getting somewhere, baby steps.
Exactly. It's like with the whole like Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky thing, it's like that was his fault. She was, of course she was a consenting adult at the time, but like you abused your power. 100%. And so let's just call it for what it is. And she was, she's having her like second coming right now. So I'm so glad, it's like, she's like back in the zeitgeist and everything, but it's like that destroyed her career for a very long time, destroyed her life. And it's like if you're in a position of power, if you're the fucking CEO of a company, you need to hold that power and not abuse it, even if fucking Kristen Cabot is like showing you her tatas, you have to be the one to say, no, that's not appropriate. If you don't have
the willpower to make that choice, that this is not good, this isn't a good display of power, then you don't deserve your role. So I think that was good that he got let go. I think they both did, right?
I don't know about her, but he resigned.
Oh, he resigned.
They allowed him to say he resigned.
Right. Interesting. Whatever. Well, anyway.
We should resign from this episode.
Yeah. Only because I can't breathe. But good chat today.
Eat oranges, okay? Eat oranges and report back to me the next time we talk.
I'm doing it. Okay. All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye.